Thank you, Chair. Congratulations to the nominee, Moses Kuria. I know you have what it takes considering you're in this industry. I served in Trade Committee last term, and trade and industry, there were so many challenges. Moses, I want to ask you, what are some of the policies you put in place to promote agro-processing, value addition, and diversification of products by Kenyans farmers? You remember when we are going out to this country, we were telling our farmers that we are going to make sure that they will have guaranteed minimum return for their tea, for their coffee, for their milk. Another question, what measures will you take to ensure that all the stored projects, because there are so many projects which are stored, because trade and industry, we were not getting money, there was no budget for that. What are you going to do to make sure that you give them priority to finish those projects? Thank you.
Ndugu Moses Kuria, you are up with the task. I'm just asking, we have a lot of unemployment in this country, particularly the youths. We've had even university graduates roaming around the streets, and some of them are doing informal businesses. How are you going to help us in your ministry, if you are taken, to be able to have these youths? Some of them are still, in fact, when you go in my area, you find some of them, but I saw one guy who has done masters in physical sciences, and it was on the TV, all the way from Siaya, actually making clothes, sewing clothes. So what will you have as a ministry to be able to enable these youths actually get employment?
Rugara. Thank you, Chairman. Nominee, first and foremost, I think you've told us that maybe last week, His Excellency the President flagged off some crop produce to Ghana. Yes. My question is on trade. How do we brand our produce which we are exporting such that we do not have other people branding our produce as their own and selling it at better prices than we are doing, because that may be one contributor of the imbalance in trade. Number two,
entitled to one question.
Sorry. Sorry, let me, the real one now is here. I represent a rural constituency. The real question, that was for Kenya now. Let me ask you something for the Raka. I represent a rural constituency. We've talked of unemployment, we've talked of everything that is negative about rural constituencies, and I would like to hear from you, what plans do you have in terms of investment and industry in rural areas and rural towns and markets, including Marimanti, which you know very well in Daraka, so that those who live down there do not feel that it's only a rural urban migration that can assist them procure jobs, but we would, as a government, be taking jobs to those people in those rural areas.
Moses, those are 4. Let me add Dawood to make 5.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To my friend Moses, one of the key pledges of Kenya Kwanza manifesto is the decriminalization of small enterprises and small traders who have suffered the harassment by county government officials. What steps would your ministry take to create viable markets within various towns and promote small-scale traders, including the youths who would want to establish businesses, but innovation is lacking. Innovation is there, but funds for innovation expansion is lacking. So how would you create those policies so that they can make factories we can do the factories, what are they in China or wherever in Kenya and in the rural areas, together with Mukami's question of agro-processing, what would you do regarding value addition to Mira in locally and in the diaspora? Thank you.
You can answer those 5, Moses.
Thank you, Chair. The Honorable Owen Bayer has asked a very important question about AGOA, the Africa Growth and Opportunity Act. This act is coming to a close in 2025. I'm, as in my submission to Parliament, you've seen that I'm a player within AGOA, within EPZ. We now have 138 enterprises within that, so that's a space I know very well because I'm one of them. We have concern about